Oh my God. I know.
Why
They're
are you
probably
laughing at
thinking,
me, lady?
I am not laughing at you. I just, I'm always like, so just thinking about how am I going to come out? Am I going to come out like, like this, like in one of them? I was like, oh my God, I'm scaring people. But anyhow, happy Saturday.
I was
Hello.
happy Saturday to you, lady. So I just want to say it is a lovely
Mm-hmm.
overcast day here in Dallas, Texas.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, no, hey girl, I was just gonna say check your mic because I don't know why I just realized it could be my
Mm-hmm.
ear because I kind of went out last night, so I could be slightly deaf. But tap your microphone;
Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap,
it's
tap,
not
tap.
on. Check your settings,
Ooh.
my dear. So
It's all good. Go
so
ahead.
let's just recap my day while you change up your settings. Um, so
Tell us about it.
there you go. Now I can hear that microphone. Mm-hmm.
Hey, girl.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that sound issue.
Yes.
From
Yes.
2023 to 2024, I just have to say this. Um, you've become a bit of a sound
Snob.
I don't
What was
want I
it?
don't want to
What
call it
was it?
Nazi, but you're an elitist now. Why is that? What happened?
I met somebody by the name of Syya Yasotornrad who kind of spoiled me, and so now it makes a difference. But yeah, I think you know what happened was is I was in Teams, so for some reason it switches settings on me, and I just didn't pay attention. But that's what happens, even to the best ones, right? Even to the pros, that's what happens. But yes, so sound quality, it's really important, y'all. I know Sia she's a guru in this industry, and she will make you sound like butter, literally. Like I
I
love
don't
it.
know
I
if I can
love
make
it.
you sound like butter. All I can say is, please, for the love of God, if you're going to do live streams and podcasts, invest into a microphone. That's all. That's all I ask.
Yes,
That's all I
yes,
ask. Or you can invest into a good laptop that has really amazing microphone, which actually they're getting better. They are improving, everyone. And if you're in a quiet space, it is okay. Just get earbuds. So it's kind of
yes.
like a thing. So there's all sorts of subtle things, but my only ask is please don't treat live streams and podcasts like a Zoom call because it's not the
It's
same.
not. Yeah, no, it's not the same. And I am guilty of that because I'm like, well, what's the difference? I'm here, you're seeing me. So why does the quality have to be so crisp, clean? And yeah, it makes a lot of difference, y'all. And then once you start using it on a regular, you are not going to want to go back. You're like, oh my God. So even with other people, when you get on with other people, and they have no microphone, it's just like my ears.
You can hear it.
Yes,
I
yes,
know. Look, I get it. Not all budgets, guys. You can get a microphone for like $20. Okay. So
yes.
I'm just throwing this out there. If you know you're planning to do this more often, people do care. Like, you can have the best content in the world, but if
Hmm.
you're not like pleasant to hear because your sound is bad, people won't listen to you guys. And then you wonder why you're not getting followers. It's because it's just, they want a pleasant experience.
Yes,
So,
gotta up your game in
on that note,
2024 so you can get more. Hey, oh girl, I'm on it. I'm on it. But anyways, yes, this is the first show, Raquel's Connection Corner for 2024. So happy New Year to you all. I hope you all had a fantastic, fantastic holiday season. I know we did, and we got plenty of rest. Even though sometimes I said, man, maybe one more day, one more day. I needed one more day, but enjoy the family, enjoy the traditions, enjoy the food. Gained like 5 pounds. I don't know about you, but Mama likes to eat. So
can you not see it on my face, dude? Like, oh my gosh.
yeah, but hey, you know what? It's okay with people having New Year's resolutions and everything. I'm sure they'll bring it back down because I know some people that were saying, "Oh, I gained 10 pounds." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, it's okay. Just as long as you're diligent in your work and your ethic and exercise and get it back down, and we're good, right? That's what matters."
Gosh. You're a little demanding, darling.
I have been this week, haven't I? This week I
You
have.
kind of Who's this Raquel in 2024, man? She tell me what to
Hmm.
do, lady.
Oh, I'm
No, I love it. I
focused.
love your
I'm
girl.
focused.
You are legit thriving this year. That is your word, and you are just kicking some serious thriving. You know what? I'm loving it,
Listen.
and I resonate with that, darling.
Yes, you sure do, darling. And we're not playing games. We're here to actually get business done, but have a little fun while doing it. So how about that? Let's go ahead and roll the intro so we can get to the best stuff that we have going on today.
Let's dance, shall we?
All right, let's go. Hey y'all, welcome to my corner. This is your girl Raquel, aka Raki. Step into our world of connections where I'm a proud Hounds of Business Pack leader, which is a community of entrepreneurs committed to sharing positivity, growing together, and never forgetting to inject some fun. Get to know amazing people in this safe space, so come and join me in my connection corner.
And
And
dance,
dance, and
and dance.
dance, and dance, and dance, and dance. I'm doing yours now. See, I usually do this. Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
guys.
we can
Well, welcome to. Oh gosh, we're gonna do the electric slide in the robot. Yeah, everything. No, see now that Jody, Chris, and everyone is over there in Dallas, y'all should definitely catch yourselves like video, record yourself doing it.
Oh, I
Right,
know.
right.
Oh,
The electric
if we
slide.
meet up today, I may not be alive tomorrow, but okay, we'll try. We'll try for it. We'll try for it.
Anyway, shout out to Chris from Walking Tall Movement. There visiting in Dallas, right? And for coaches conference,
Yes. It's a
right?
national
Yeah,
coaches
yes.
conference, and so, yeah, it's pretty
Hmm.
cool. Chris was, like, hella popular because obviously he's been in the industry for since he was in college, and,
So,
yeah, a lot of folks recognize him from the Walking Tall movement, and,
hmm,
yeah, you guys, it is amazing
yep,
how much, the world has shifted where mental health actually is considered,
yep,
n I don't wanna say it's normal yet or normalized, but the fact that a lot of these coaches came up to Chris and said, "Hey, you know what? I
hmm,
want you to talk to my team. I want them to understand the importance of mental health and how that affects their playing." And also life
absolutely.
after, because not every college kid's gonna go pro, right? So how do you transition, when you've given your entire life to a sport and then it doesn't necessarily pan out professionally for you? I mean, there's a lot of great conversations going down, and
Yep,
it's about fracking
yep,
time. Sports really, supports the need for, healthy mental
absolutely.
wellness.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. And not only in the sports industry, but yes, it's very needed in that about time, like you said. So shout out to you, Chris. It's great to see you guys together in the pictures. I love it. I love it. So check out the Walking Tall movement, y'all. If y'all have any questions, want to find out more, scan the QR code, reach out to Chris, reach out to me, to see. We're always willing to, share more information with that and have a talk because everybody, we all need one another. We need to walk hand in hand, no joke. Like I really say, no one is alone in this world. So make sure you reach out. But anyway, since we're in the sponsors, let's go ahead and shout out Miss Janice
Yay.
Shokrian with Tausi. As you guys can see, I have her there. Happy New Year to Tausi Brands. Happy New Year to Miss Janice. Thank you so much, the Queen of Comfort. I like to call her the Queen of Comfort. Unofficially, it is a beautiful thing. She just the product that she created in memory of her father. It's just been so, it resonates so much across, right, all boards. You don't have to be an elderly. It really, well, see ya, a youngin right there, teenage young lady. You don't have to be an old person to get one of these. That's what I'm saying. Because it helps. It really does help. That's
Seriously, I
right.
use it for my lumbar, support because I sit
Mm,
all day editing, and that little square pillow, I
yep.
use it for my buttocks, so, just to make sure I'm sitting a little bit more properly, but yeah, the guys, the
Yeah.
flexibility on this thing, you can use it, like, again, like I do for work. You can do it if you just wanna read, on a wonderful Sunday, Saturday afternoon. You could do it on the beach, so, like, sitting on those, like, recliners. Guys, you buy now, and actually, I think if you, use the
Yeah.
Hounds, HOUNDS promo code, you'll get, I think, 10% or 20% off, so use the
You'll
Hounds
get a
promo code,
discount for
guys.
sure,
Yes,
y'all.
for sure, and let Janice know that Raquel or me sent you, and maybe we'll
Yes,
see
yes,
you
yes.
there as you buy it because 'cause you're gonna get 20% off. HOUNDS,
Mm.
Hounds.
There you go. And just all, like I said, always reach out to us if you're unable to catch it, or if your team replay, you can always catch that information as well. And just because we have so many brilliant, brilliant people in this community, in this team. So, can you tell us a little bit more about this sponsor,
I don't
ma'am?
know who they are. No, no.
Only the best.
Yeah, no, no. So Brilliant Bee Media, guys, that is my company, and we do strategic digital marketing for businesses that want to elevate their messaging on social media, all industries. But I will say, healthcare has been one of those areas of personal interest for us, largely because we just support. Again, like mental health causes, for example, we just want to make sure the industry is elevated, amplified, and we're going to talk more about that with Healthcare Amplified. But Raquel is
Yes.
also part of the team, guys. So Raquel, you want to just we should have full disclosure. Brilliant Bee Media is us. So let's talk about that a little bit more. What do you do for Brilliant Bee Media?
All right, y'all. Well, I'm lucky and privileged and honored to be working alongside such a professional as Sia, man. If you don't, if you haven't had the chance to meet Sia or talk to her, you won't. You're missing out. I'm telling you. I've learned so much along the year that I've been part of the team, and so basically, I do social media management and direct different efforts, and specifically on LinkedIn, since LinkedIn is my main platform, and let's say I know the intricacies of how to reach out to the masses, prepare a message for profit, right? Business to business. So I do a little bit of that. And we also do more than anything like reaching out and doing speaking engagements and teaching folks and education. So we do a little bit of everything. But this year, we're actually going to amplify that. So that word amplify is really, really important for us because we are walking with intent and purpose this year in 2024.
100%. 100%. Well, thank you, darling. You don't need to oversell us because you know why? They're just going to see, be like, oh my God, we want to work with them. That's it. Enough said. Enough said. And yeah, no. So guys, I do
Woo!
want to encourage if you have we produce a lot of shows and live streams as well.
Yes,
So if you want to check it out on brilliantbmedia.com/events, you will see a list of
yes,
all the ongoing events that both we produce and or we support because we're huge advocates. For me, I'm a big believer in all ships rise with the tide, so I have no problems cross promoting others
absolutely.
that are taking the time to create. And so check it out, you guys. Brilliantbmedia.com/events, and you'll see all the sorts of people you can like learn from and edutain and be educated. And okay, quite frankly, some of my shows are just pure entertainment.
And but you know what? We need that though, right? As professionals, we lead such a busy life. We definitely need something that is educational at the same time, but it's entertainment, right? Take it away from our stressors of the day. People love to have, something to scroll in their feed and see. And so, yes, anything that you touch, Sia, turns into magic. I love it. I love it. And like I said, I've grown along the year. So enough said. Enough said. Because I know Sia
Why are you
doesn't
trying to
like
get
all
me in
that.
my feels in 2024, lady?
I know, right? But anyways, I wanted to share something with you guys that I'm so excited about. I know I made the announcement earlier this week, but I Adriana Rosales. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wanted to give a shout out to Adriana Rosales and Rosales Mavericks Publishing Studio, RMPS. I am entered into pretty much a collaborative partnership with them now, and I will be publishing through them. So I'm excited. I signed, and it's my first one,
Woo, I'm gonna applaud you.
y'all.
Your first official book, like your own
Yes,
solo book.
yes.
That's huge,
Y-
girl.
Yes, I am so excited. This is, like I told y'all, this has been a dream of mine ever since I got on the platform and even prior to that, right? But many things have happened along the way. But I did have the pleasure and the privilege to actually, my first publication was a collaborative. All the three that I've done have been a collaboration, an anthology. But it was, it didn't take away from that feeling and that emotion of accomplishment. But this right here it's something else to me. This is my life story. This is everything that I will leave, my legacy, everything that represents who I am and why I do what I do. nowadays. So I'm extremely thrilled. Adriana Rosales, thank you so much again. I love you, mi hermana. Gracias por la oportunidad y por creer en mí. Thank you so much for believing in my vision and what's in my heart and pretty much inking it onto paper. So I'm excited. So the book will be coming out this year. And but yeah, so in the meantime though, this is the first one, the first collaboration, and this is why the reason why I chose to work with RMPS is because I have already worked with them. They were my first collaboration. And if you didn't pick up a copy of this fantastic book, Latinas 100, right? This is what you, it's like leaving our legacy. This is what's very important for me. So if you have not picked up a copy, please go ahead and scan the code there. Reach out to me, reach out to Syya, reach out to Adriana. And we're here. This is very important. It's not only me, it is literally 99 other authors as well here who pour their heart and soul to talking about legacy and what legacy meant for them in the Hispanic community, what they're leaving in the world. So, and people who have read it, they've come to me and said, wow, Raquel, like you're super inspiring. And that is exactly what I want to do, inspire other individuals to do their own, continue, and leave a legacy because it's important. When you're gone, what is your message to the world? And I think about it, right? Okay, I think I blabbered too much.
You
But
didn't
anyhow,
collaborate. In fact, it needs to be told more. There's so many human stories that just aren't shared, and that's what connects us
yeah,
all, right? And so
yes,
these are some heartfelt stories. Like again, cold heartless Sia. I
yeah,
got choked up with some of these stories because you know what the experience
yeah,
is universal, right? We all love, we all feel pain. We've had
yes,
injustice done to us at some points in our lives. We have hate moments. You know what I mean? Anger. How
yes,
do we overcome
yes.
that, right? So you guys check it out.
Yes, absolutely. And also, my goodness, let's check out also our guest who has been extremely patient with our shenanigans. Amazing. I'm so honored to have Sabrina on today because we have so many beautiful things going on. And she's a fantastic woman. So please help me welcome to Raquel Flores Connection Corner, the one and only Sabrina Runbeck.
Yeah, lady.
Were you ready for this, Sabrina? Yes, you were. You always are. Thank you for giving us time on your precious Saturday. Welcome to the show. Please let your audience know who you are and the amazingness of all of you.
Oh, wow. If you put it that way. Hi, everyone. Sabrina Runbeck here. A recovering clinician, still trying to do medicine 1 week out of the month on heart surgery. And then what I
Mhm,
found the most intriguing in my journey is no matter how put together we are, how many titles that we have behind our
mhm.
name, how many letters, right? I have a bunch of them. It doesn't really
Yep.
matter. And it matters on how do we believe what the impact truly means for you. And then really for my company, we actually define it in 12 different ways because there could be so many things we
Mhm.
want to do in life. And guess what? When I was burning out, it really
Yep.
wasn't about, we're just working so hard. We don't want to work anymore. It's actually all of us who are high performers would tend to work extra hard. And then we're just not
Mhm,
being appreciated. We're not seeing the things we put in all this effort getting where we need to
mhm,
go. And that is the true struggle. And that at the end of the day, we all have to say everything we've done, we take 100% responsibility. And then we can look into how come we are going down that path we didn't want to go. And then at the end of the day, it's not about doing more. It's not about quote unquote productive because we can be productive on the wrong things,
mhm,
right? And that's in the wrong direction.
mhm,
And at the end of the day, what I found for all the journey that I have been from being team lead executives, being podcaster, TV personalities, is having the highest level of support, the highest level of strategy to put me on the right math, to put me on the right
mhm,
path, and then continue to
mhm.
go. And this year, my thing and my slogan is always yes, we're going to be super attractors and we're going to be
Mhm.
attracting only the right people that come to us and that become effortless. And then the wrong people simply just going to
Yep.
go away without us have to do anything.
I love that. I love that because you know what? It goes back to the attract and repel. And I firmly believe in that, to be honest with you. But for us, sometimes, high achievers, high performers, it's really difficult to think about other thing except like focus, except like drive, except, is keeping that foot on the gas pedal. And sometimes we need to step back and recalibrate, recalculate, just do different things. Just want to really quick give a shout out to everyone in the comments. Thank you so much for being here on a beautiful Saturday. Naveen, everybody who's showing up, Stephen. I know they're involved in the healthcare field, so that's why they're here to witness this conversation and hear it and learn, take away from it. So thank you all, everyone. And if you're from mobile, just if you're on your cell phone, unfortunately, sometimes Restream will not put your comments on there. So just make sure understand that it's not we're hiding your comment. It's simply that Restream is not allowing us, especially coming from
It's
LinkedIn. So
LinkedIn,
if
not
you
it's
can,
LinkedIn.
go to
It's a
YouTube.
LinkedIn
Yeah,
issue,
it's
not
LinkedIn.
Restream. Let me just be clear.
So yeah, so if you can, hop onto YouTube. We're on YouTube as well. Just search Raquel Flores Connection Corner and it'll pop up. So thank you guys again. Not to you know digress from what we were talking about, Sabrina, but it's very important, I think, for us to really have that I guess barometer, that little thing that tells us, hey, we need to take a step back. But for me, one of the biggest questions that I had for you is, why did you decide to focus? Like, what inspired you to focus on empowering healthcare founders specifically?
And my
Mm,
journey in growing as an individual person, when I was seeing strictly clinical medicine, I felt really tapped out, both from the ability to engage with people, because in the larger hospital system, you're very high functioning, but you're still waiting for the
mm-hmm,
patient to come to me. There's only so many people I can see, so many surgery I can do in a day. And then you
mm-hmm,
still be responsible all the time. And instead of technology sector, when I start becoming a speaker, engaging with people, it has been your one solution, the one people, the company that I support, they reach millions. And when they become the market leader,
mm-hmm,
that impact is so large that I truly believe in catalyzing the right solution for the right people and creating that long lasting leadership within our domain of healthcare. So that's the pivot. And
mm-hmm,
then what I see the gap in what everyone is doing is because guess what? We're going into $660 billion market in the digital
mm,
technology. It's huge amount of money putting into it. And then uh, they're also be able to say, how do you stand out? If all the
mm-hmm,
opportunities out there, there's so much going on, then how
mm-hmm,
come there's so many gifted founders that never made it to the market? So I felt a
mm,
sense of need to find the right founders with the right energy, just like my slogan, the right people always come to you. But when people are coming to you, do you know how to leverage your connections, your experts, and your community to expand, to actually make something for yourself and not just, oh, everything is here, but then you get drowned, you get overwhelmed because individually they're experts, but they can't work together well to give you the synchronized, integrated solution that you truly need.
yeah, no, and everything that you're saying really resonates with me because of that. My background is in healthcare, public health, and I have a master's in that, and working with the community in Houston for so long, especially in the underserved, impoverished communities, and you learn so much from there, and you want to, you develop a mission, you come up with something, you want a message to go out there, and sometimes you just feel like you hit a wall, like you just have no avenues in order to do that. So being able to utilize podcasting or other social media avenues, it's really empowering when it comes to that. And you're able to amplify your message, you're able to amplify your voice. Again, that word amplify, it's because it's true. And this is why I love what you're doing. And I love what we're going to do at the end of this month, which is the Healthcare Amplified Summit. So tell us a little bit about that, just because I know we have something special going on this show today, and so I definitely want you to tell us, the audience, about it.
Right. We know information is getting so overwhelming in this fast rapid moving world, and social media has been popping information everywhere to stand out. Many people have realized then how do you find quality of the information, not just any information, because anybody can become the expert at Google to search for anything that you want. And research actually found uh, that of the major media platforms between TV, radio, YouTube, podcasting, they actually found podcast is the number one most trusted platform. And secondary is YouTube. And
Yeah.
if you think about it, podcast, we have 460 million plus users and listeners on podcast, and many people actually follow multiple shows. And
Hmm.
they also found that 66% of listeners are higher have higher education, who also generates 100 to $150,000 of annual income. So we know it's not only they have a captivated audience that we have on podcast, but also we are more educated, we're better decision maker, we're analytical. And that's why when healthcare professionals, as well as wellness advocates, and as well as patients themselves, have message that they want to share, we want to empower them for using media, live streaming, YouTube, podcast, radio, and TV shows to put your message out there and believe that your voice can create the impact that people do want to hear from you, and you can create a movement through it. And then we also know there are many groups, supports
Hmm.
within the general umbrella of podcasting. And last year, when we met at PodFest, we are so fortunate that they're partnering with us to have a full
Yes.
healthcare day. And even without doing anything, we have more than 50 people gathering at PodFest last year. So people really
Yeah.
wanted that supportive community of healthcare, because the type of information we
Right.
disseminate, how we can say something is working and not working. And we're not just regular marketing people, we're not coaches. So you can't
Hmm.
promise things that cannot be done legally and by our license. And therefore, we wanted to come together and truly support, truly strategize for each other, and truly build a community, and that just all things healthcare, advocate, growing your business, and monetize however you want to leverage this media platform. And we wanted to truly amplify your voice and to be stand out. So that's why on January 25th, we are going to have our own event at PopFest and
Hey.
in Orlando, Florida. So you got the beautiful weather, gonna be fun city, and we're also
Yeah.
special giving away a free ticket today.
Free
What?
ticket, free party, party. Well, look, you know what? Here's the thing. The cost of the ticket is one thing, but the value you're getting by attending this event on January 25th, you guys, is invaluable. So this is where I caution us when we use the word free, because what we're giving you is an opportunity to
Hmm.
really connect, to really get your own voice amplified, to meet others where you can cross, what I like to say, cross pollinate your networks and your audiences with one another and exchange ideas. And if anything, you guys, high five each other. This is not easy. Everyone in
Mm-mm.
healthcare,
Mm.
whatever segment of the industry you're in, it's not easy. And we applaud all your hard work and your desire to create content that's relevant for your respective audiences to help elevate the conversation within healthcare. Because, I mean, Sabrina, you as a doctor, you cannot tell me you've enjoyed the last 4 years uninterrupted, right? I mean, there's some challenges I think are so unique to healthcare that, again, going back to the mental health side of it, we need to support each other in this way. I mean, do you agree? Disagree? Am I exaggerating? What you think, lady?
Right? And so I'm a surgical PA and with a background in neuroscience. So when I came out of the school, people have pretty much your license is open for all states and practice all specialty. for me, it was really drawn to, do I want to stay in neuroscience? Do I want to do neurosurgery, or do I want to do heart surgery? Well, I still wanted to do heart surgery, and because it's the number one killer of the world. And really, people don't have that much option until they come to us. And then we have to decide, are you too sick to even have surgery? Or do we actually can improve your quality of life and give you extension? And we also know the heart and mind relationship, right? And you can't have one or the other. And so that is what I think mental health is so critical. Definitely in the past few years, from COVID and whatnot, we have been able to shine some positive spotlight with mental health. Yet there's a lot of challenges. If you think about therapists, they get paid really low for reimbursement. And that's why many of them go into the cash pay model. And just like how healthcare in general are phasing out to that concierge model and switching to telemedicine. And now I have clients and people that I talk to are able to build these amazing secondary consult. Instead of waiting for months
Mhm.
to see a specialist, you can get that booked on telemedicine and then truly cut down your costs and time to get the right care you need. So that's why I'm so passionate about leveraging technology and innovation within our space and truly be able to help the right people and bring on the right resources so they can scale very effectively.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Scaling a business is key, right, to many entrepreneurs, or just it's a key goal for many entrepreneurs in their businesses. But how exactly do you support? This is one question that actually we got. How do you support them in scaling their businesses? So, for example, like they can grow even while they're on vacation.
Yeah, the goal is always you needed to go on a 4 week vacation without, guess what? Oh my God, let me check my phone. Who's texting me?
Mm-hmm.
Do I need it to be backup? Right? No. When you go on vacation, you should be completely unplugged. I don't care if you're at your home doing a home vacation, right? Or renting out that beautiful penthouse of Airbnb and just chill out. And you need to be able to do that. And how to get to that point, and it does take stages. So we actually help more established tech companies that are already in multi seven figure revenue, a minimum 2 million, or you're very well funded in that 5 million above. Because when you're just that pre-C and C level, you're just in the ideation, there's a lot of detail that you have to sort out to even see if you fit the market. And then when you have some kind of structure of what the business about, what your senior leadership about, then it makes sense for us to do what? Validate that company. And many people at early stage actually want us to be involved in first because they're thinking, Sabrina, why don't you just come in and tell us the structure so we can keep going? But when you don't have people, you don't have financial to back your things up, that's pretty difficult to do. And so you do have to get some momentum going. Then our true
Mm-hmm.
steps, number one is, what level of impact are you already creating by these 12 critical domain of business? And then we go into a gap analysis. What true impact you actually should be creating, right, at this phase?
Mm-hmm.
And then we
Mm-hmm.
also know just evaluating the company, the infrastructure, the effectiveness is not good enough because guess what? Just like you and I, we all know people run businesses. People make things happen. People's vision, beliefs, and mission.
Yep.
That's what drives the culture. That's what drives the collectiveness. And so we have to make sure the founders and their senior executives are the true accelerator, not a bottleneck
Mm-hmm.
of the company. So then we make sure we do very holistic way of 4-point assessment based on their skill sets, their behaviors, their mental profile, the physical profile, the influence profile, and their highest purpose alignment, and make sure their own individual highest purpose is aligned with the company's. Because guess what? If they're on different trajectory, that's why you never come together. That's why when people initially get so hyper excited, just like us going to a networking event, oh my gosh, yeah, that's so great, right? Like I want to
Yes.
support you. And then crickets afterwards, right? Because
Yeah.
there's not true alignment in your highest purpose. And they just like, good to hear. Or the other thing people miss out on is they actually don't know how to ask for help. And they also
Yes.
don't understand how to create a win-win situation. So then if people don't know how to help you, they think you're a taker, now a share, then of course
Mm,
things don't manifest. So that's really the core of phase one, how we engage with people to make sure from investor standpoint, they look like at us to say, hey, Sabrina, your company need to go assess these um, solutions so we can safely and believe them potential and invest. Or the people will come
mhm,
back from founders or investor to say, well, the people we engage with haven't really done too much that we think they should have been. Can you guys see what is the true gap and then which direction they truly
mhm,
need to go? So we believe solely
mhm,
building and scaling is understanding the core effectiveness of your company in all three critical domain of business, as well as having your leadership and understand so well that's integrated and that's truly being the accelerator. So when you're no longer
mhm,
bottleneck, you can go on that vacation and the
Mm.
rest of your
mm.
people are doing exactly what they need to do to help consistently moving forward, weathering the storm of any economic ups and downs.
My God. That was so poetic, y'all. I hope y'all were taking notes because she literally just like did mic drop and and gave a bunch of information. And I know this was one of the questions that we've been asked, and I wanted to make sure that those individuals got their answer. But I think you gave in that plus more. But talking about questions, hello, soaring prophets, gentlemen. Thank you so much, hailing from Canada, and
Canada.
we will be seeing you guys as well at the Healthcare Amplified
Yes,
Summit.
we
Oh my
will.
gosh, I'm so excited. So they are asking, why are podcasts in the healthcare sector important to you?
Yeah.
Sabrina.
Yeah. So one thing that we talked about is the trust factor, and information dissemination is so crucial in how do we share the right information instead of just opinions out there. And every day, people, you're honored to have your own opinion. You're honored to think however you like to think. But when things that I get drowned out, we need to be able to have the quality of the shows that are collectively gathering together. And that's how we push things forward without bombarding people with just more information. And so with that being said, is when we are thinking about healthcare amplify and putting a collective together and supporting each other, it's because we want to make sure that everybody in our collective network is first, they are true collaborators, right? They are sharers. They're not takers and they're not just solely givers and then don't know how to ask. And number two, they're quality people and they can be healthcare professionals or advocates and
Mhm.
or even a solution that's trying to drive change in the healthcare space. And together, that's why when it's thinking about media, podcasting, radio, it's when we kick off our left and right brain, right? The logical and the creative, people become more integrated into how you think, how you share. And I found that creative community has been amazingly giving and amazingly able to say,
Mhm.
how do we do things better together?
Mm, yeah, together collaborate. Collaboration for me is key, and obviously that's definitely one of the foundational processes that healthcare amplified in all these different industries that house healthcare professionals actually also do. So for us to think and come together, unite, and really brainstorm on ways to just empower everyone, take charge of your life, get healthier, or come up with ideas, innovate. So like to me that's important, to have a hub, to have a place that where that can happen for healthcare professionals. It's just amazing, and for them to be able to not only share but thrive within that ecosystem, like it's mind blowing. I wanted to ask Sia this question really quick because being an expert podcaster and live streamer and all things social media, you're specifically not in the healthcare field. Your background is in IT, tech. So how do you see us healthcare professionals and healthcare entrepreneurs really branching out using these means?
Thanks for asking. So, look, I firmly believe if we have the ability to amplify our voices in a way to help solve some challenges within the healthcare industry, why not leverage that medium, right? I think of podcasting, live streaming as another tool, right? Think of it like another arrow in the quiver of communication. And it's so critical now because guys, I didn't want to say it, but I'm gonna poke a hornet nest a little bit here. Is healthcare has become politicized in the United States, and I worry, as an advocate for, again, mental health and just healthcare in general, advocate for our elder care, the cost of pharmaceuticals, all of that stuff, right? Is we have to give our healthcare providers, those are in it, a safe space to share some of the imperfections within the industry, the good, bad, and ugly, without being ostracized, without being politicized,
Hmm.
without being, accused of pushing an agenda, right? Like to me, healthcare is universal. The ability for us as humans to live a life well lived while we're on this little blue pebble, as we go around the sun,
Hmm.
that is something where I, as a producer of content, I want to help those share their insights, because sometimes it's those underdogs, it's those, and shouting out Dr. Naveen because I do
Yeah.
produce his show, full disclosure, Underdog
Woo.
Untold. um
Yes.
Dr. Naveen, he understands, as a anesthesiologist, the challenges in the healthcare experience, just even going through medical school, right? For example, for him, right? I mean, the mental health toll just going through that process alone, and then expecting all the doctors to be like golden. I mean, thank God for Scrubs to, add some humor to it, but it ain't easy going into that space, right? It's not easy going into palliative and hospice care and being those providers. I mean, gosh, you guys, there's so much out there that we can share the stories of again what makes us human. So, thanks for asking. I cannot express the
Yep.
importance of your voices. So if you're scared that you're going to get ostracized, there is a huge organization within the Healthcare Amplified Hub that you can talk
Yep.
to each other in a safe space. So
Yes.
that's kind of where my
Yes.
brain goes, you guys.
No, and completely sorry. See, he even got so excited. He's like, "I want to join the conversation." This is my baby.
No,
Sorry,
look at
but
him. Hi,
anyway,
baby.
Right?
yeah,
Like popping
he's
right up
big
there.
now. I know. He's like, "I want to join the conversation, mommy." But yes, I mean that is extremely what Sia really said. It's brilliant as always, but it ties into what we're saying. Having a safe space for healthcare professionals to actually really bring ideas, innovate, and thrive within it, right? Because they have an ecosystem that will nurture and really guide if needed. But I love that. And can you tell us a little bit more about that central hub that Tia is talking about?
Yeah. One of the things I even wanted to add on to Sia's point is that our collective members, the other day I was talking to someone using media platforms, their entire community is on senior care. And they understand actually seniors love audio platforms, and because they can just play and they doing their own things, they see in the background.
Hmm.
And sometimes even us, right? You're driving, and then that's a great segment just to listen while you're driving, or you're doing
Mhm.
chores, you're doing something that's not involving with the logical brain thinking, but you're just doing a mechanical. That's when I say, yes, you can multitask, right? Because it's different function of your brain. Now, what she found out is she understands her audience, and her audience like audio. And therefore, she gave the audience what they need. And also with a lot of healthcare entities, educational professionals, what we believe in is if you just go to any marketing company, they are too traditional in general business. They don't understand healthcare. What we can say, we cannot say legally. And also, how do you represent yourself as the authentic person? And then when you have your own show of any platform, it's your own voice, it's your message, and the quality of your words does matter. And that one show, we know the best thing to do is not just, oh, we went live, ha ha, hooray, right? Be done with. It's actually how do you repurpose that one piece of media content into actually 2, 3, 4 weeks when you chop it up in different formats. And it's actually giving you a lot more quality of content to share, to disseminate, to win over people's heart because they love you so much. And so that's one of the key important things of why we leveraging media. And the hub is really truly for people to get spotlight. If you're a speaker that are within the healthcare and wellness space, or you are show host of radio, TV, podcasting, YouTubing, live streaming, we want to spotlight you. And what we do is going to be able to say, you know what? There's so many people want to collaborate. They want to show swap. They actually wanted to feature other people. So we match people in that collective community when you join to say, we're going to help you on that, right? One of the best way is, yes, speaker swap, but that take extra time to actually find the show. But if we already have a collective group that are all senior care, now of course, when you're doing a show feature for each other, that growth is much easier. We're all the health tech people, right? Because your audience is already the same. Now, of course, they're gonna want to listen to other shows and want to support each other. So that's the idea of, yes, positively that you can be spotlighted as a speaker and a show host to get other people know about you. But back
Mhm.
end, we're actually growing your audience and growing your entire community as well.
My gosh, that again, that answer was so packed, and I really hope you guys are taking notes because it's amazing. If this is just a taste of what you can definitely get of the knowledge and the wisdom that you'll soak in at the Healthcare Amplified Summit, I'm just so excited. So thank you for that, Sabrina. You mentioned so many things. Being also, myself, a live streamer and a podcaster, I've learned throughout the time that I've been doing it that you have to have authenticity. There's just no other way around it. I get so many individuals ask me, well, how you do it? How have you grown? And I'm just like, I'm just being me, right? Of course, yes, I have a business. Of course, I have my brand, but I'm just being genuinely, authentically me. And unfortunately, some individuals really don't know how to go about that. So there is a way to leverage your authenticity to, for impact, for influence. And in the healthcare professional fields, it's even much important because it's such a niche, yet we have healthcare really has an impact in the world, in everybody's lives. So that's why to me it's important to be able to educate healthcare professionals in what we do. So you mentioned authenticity. Bam, like that to me is you have to have that as a base. Resonating, a message that resonates. Again, this word is being thrown out there and I'm just like, oh my gosh, everything is aligning to be amplified. And it's a sequential thing that is happening. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, is there the universe is aligning everything in order for healthcare professionals to be able to this year really cement themselves and be visible out in the world to impact and create greater change. So yeah, I went on a little rant there, but it's true. It is true. I feel it. I really do. I think it's very important. And Dr. Kim, she has a very important question. Really quick, I'm sorry. She wanted to ask, what is your number one tip for helping providers go from surviving to thriving?
Yeah, I would say number one is that self-discovery piece. Why do you think you're in that survival mode? How can you choose differently? So number one is, if you can't even give yourself an answer, I always say any experience is an opportunity to learn and it's a gift in itself. And if you cannot find an answer, then really is, well, if I can't change it, if I'm not willing to change the path, then guess what? Your last option is you have to get over it, because stuck in where you are and not choose a different path will never get you somewhere. So then it's claiming your yeses. What are you going to actually say yes to right now and this year? Write them down and also live in the moment of as it is. So you're going to say yes as beginning when we got on this year. I'm saying yes to attracting and being the super attractor not just connector. I
Mhm.
think that in the past years, I have always been that connector. But this year, I'm no longer just connecting and bringing value and seeing opportunity for other people and for myself. I want simply being in the state of attracting the right people to me. And
Yes.
then say yes to the wrong people simply gonna leave, despite the initial excitement that we all talked about. So, what
Mhm.
are you saying yes to at this moment? And also that yes will carry you on for the next months, next year, and next 5 years. And what can you now take one small step toward that yes to make sure that is who you are ought to be?
Mm. As you were speaking, something came to my head right now. If it's a line, the vibe will thrive. No joke.
Mhm.
It really it will carry. If it's rooted in good intentions, in this collaborative effort, a collective effort, the vibe, the energy will continue thriving. And so for me, that as you're saying that is very important that you, yes, channel your energy, put your energy in what is going to be conducive to positive impact, to positive change, contribution to the world. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. So yes, collaborations can be a very, I don't know, murky waters, I would say. What would you say, Sia?
100%, girl. Like, look, when I think about this conversation, guys, what really ultimately goes back to is how do we again restore humanity within ourselves and for our communities, right? How do we restore a world where we can live peacefully, we can live happily, and we can live healthily, and it's not a reactive way but proactive, right? And so a lot of this collaboration that we're talking about and leading with authenticity really ultimately means we're trying to get ahead to make the world a better place, a world a safer place, a world that's more educated on what we need to know. Because when you don't know what you don't know until the time comes, right? When we think about like look, guys, the inevitability of our end of life process, right? A lot of us don't think about it until we have to think about it. Why not be part of that world and community where we help each other when we have to learn about it, that it's easily accessible, that's easily found, and in a place where people can learn about it at their own pace, that they can learn at it when they are, riding a bike or taking a walk or whatever, that it's not a high stress way to find information, high stress way to Google it and whatever. It should already be at our fingertips in a less stressful manner. Does that make sense, you guys? So, that's where I just want to reiterate, you guys, the fact that I've been putting the QR code up here, but I really want to emphasize, you guys, that there is power in this collaboration that we're talking about. I know it sounds sales pitchy for me to say that, but guys, scan that QR code, right? Win that opportunity and chance to meet up with everybody here. It is
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
cannot tell you again, like, I need to, like, amplify it further. If you have something that's gonna give something back to you, isn't that the value, right? So, yeah, make
Yep.
that small investment. Join the hub, you guys. Holy
Yes.
shizes. I mean, it just should speak for itself.
Absolutely. And I think you brought up an important point in that is, really put yourself out there. I remember in so many individuals were like, "Oh my gosh, aren't you scared?" When I was starting my journey, and I said, putting myself out there, right? I'm being me, I'm being authentically me. I have many things to learn yet, but the idea of just simply putting myself out there, that is already putting me 50% along the way. But many individuals just kind of like, they feel so cemented. So Sabrina, tell us about this fantastic opportunity that, I mean, I'm just like, oh, I would be all over it.
I know. We can't wait to see you on our speaker panel. And then our lovely Sia is helping us all along this past year to put this together as well. So we can
Yes.
wait out the amazing things. We have some great speakers at the summit. Mrs. American, who had of 2022, who had a breast cancer, and then really just believed that she can talk about it. She doesn't have to be a mom and then doing things hiding behind her sickness. She can do something else. And so she started a blog. She really shared her experience with mastectomy, and her job is actually in elder care and hospice patient field. So we can't wait for her to talk. And then Todd, who is the head of Pharmacy Podcast Network, and really sharing with us how do you build a network, and not just thinking you are one individual, you're actually a collective of many people with showing up and be available. And that's what we all talk about. In a sense, many of you probably have read the book Give a Take by Adam Grant. So we know social psychology, there's a three type of people: the givers, the takers, and the sharer. We all like to be
Mhm.
the sharer in a
Mhm.
way. Now, the givers are great. Givers don't typically see wins right away. It takes time, but people recognize who you are. People recognize that at the end of the day, you're not claiming fames. You're not claiming all the credit to yourself. You're the one who sees that, oh, it's not, oh, this person didn't do this. They didn't accept me on that. And then I did this for them and then never come, right? And
Right.
that you can't always measure equal opportunity. That's just not possible. And also, you're not a
Mhm.
taker. Guess what? Takers tend to
Mhm.
mimic as they are so giving in the beginning. And then you
Mhm.
can see they put themselves plaster everyone without sharing the good of everything. And
Mhm.
just like how Healthcare Amplify put together, and John and Zach, they are being amazing people. They are super connectors. They are producers. They are advocate for senior cares. And when we all meet together, it's truly who has what skill set, right? John has the true ability to connect with sponsors, understand that leverage, and he has a production company. And Zach is such an amazing person that just connect with everyone and bring all the goodness together, right? And then they see me because I am a strategist. I'm more on the operational efficiency side of things, so I can help bring the accountability and collectively and knowing which resource match which thing. And then we have
Mhm.
all of you guys, Raquel's being amazing speakers, supporters, Syya helping us out on linking, building a community online, because all of us individually is expert. We cannot be expert of everything. And that's why I say any business, any organization, volunteer or paid or just sweat equity, no matter how you wanted to think it all has to build in 12 different domain of critical skill set. And then
Mhm.
Mhm.
together, how we are tapping into each other's gifts, talents. That's how you can
Mhm.
mimic other people's win without have to learn it from step one. And it's okay when you are only perhaps step 1 to 5, when other people is on step 50 or 100. You don't have to jump, right? And then thinking you have to jump over the fence within a week or whatnot. But your speed can be very much matched to who you are, your purpose, your
Mhm.
energy, your community, and that can continue to amplify from there. And that's why we put this summit together. And that's how we leverage that collectiveness of skill sets, peoples, to be able to say, we want this and we can have
Mhm.
this. When you have an idea, you have the right people, even if it's a new idea, as long as the goal and mission is set aligned with everyone that you bring in, we attract the good people. And then the wrong people
Yeah.
simply fade out, right? So that's why we love to meet you guys in person. You just simply cannot be an in person meeting versus virtual or on the phone call.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just one of those things for me. Like I said, along my LinkedIn journey, I see the value of taking virtual to in person. Oh my
Mm.
God, it just skyrockets collaboration, skyrockets growth, and just progress. And so for me, it's extremely important to do that. So I encourage everyone to go ahead and do that. And really empower ourselves through that collective. Just everything that we do in collaboration, it's going to be just skyrocketing. It's going to be just exponential growth, and I see it. I've experienced it. Obviously, I've experienced the other side of that as well, but more than anything, this one. Go ahead, Sia.
Oh, well, okay. I was just gonna say there's some questions. So, can I ask you, let's see, um, this one here. It's a little bit long, and it's a LinkedIn user. So sorry if you notice, if you ever comment and you notice that it says LinkedIn user like that, it means your setting is set to private, so we cannot see who you are. So thank you for the question. But what would you recommend for the start point for a healthcare professional moving into entrepreneurship, shift into online presence, online space with telemedicine, health coaching, etc.? And that's for you,
Okay.
Sabrina.
All right, I'll take this one. So number one is I actually do quite a bit of this for both the people who has great ideas and as well as they be in business for a while. Then it's just like, okay, I'm hitting walls. I'm seeing uh, we're doing well, but it seems like plateauing, right? Like I'm bringing this big contract, and then it's like, how do I deliver that? Where I had 5 clients that's working really well on this big project, but then the next few months is crickets, right? Like they didn't renew for some reason. But then if you think about completely brand new, it always go back to the same question. Um, First of all, what's your lowest hanging fruit? Means what do you like to do the best with your skill set? And then who is that perfect person that you want to help with and easy to get to, right? At the end of the day, for what you are selling should be a value that people are willing to pay for. Because
Mhm.
if you're creating a business for hobby, it's not sustainable because you're continue to put in time, money, and resources, and nothing's come out of it. And then that dry gonna slowly disseminate, right? And then we have to think about, doesn't matter what type of business, it has to think about what direction you have to go first, right? What's the easiest for you? I can't tell you if it's telemedicine, so house coaching or whatnot. What do you like to do first, right? Like
Mhm.
let's start from there. And then think about what's the environment that you can create for yourself. So even for students that are just graduating schooling, I used to train medical PA and P students that rotate surgery with me. And they always like, what specialty should I pick? There's so many things in medicine. I'm like, well, stop thinking about a specialty. What quality of life do you want? Like, is
Yeah.
there a
Yeah.
certain side a way you like to live? And
Mm.
then what would that be? And then you can reverse engineer to say, okay, for me to live that way, right? Let's say I need $100,000 just spending money for the year. Then your business better produce at least 3 times of that in revenue,
Nice.
right? Because we
Mhm.
know about a third is going to be business admin type of things, and then most of those money are going to marketing and sales activities, right? And there's a lot of front end of
Mhm.
showing up, attracting people, converting, knowing how to follow up, nurture, and then expand your community. And then a third, you need to be able to say, what additional things I need to invest in my company. That means, do I need to expand my team? Do I need to have VAs help? Do I need to improve my self growth as you're growing? Right? When we talk about our phase one of
Mhm.
business assessment,
Mhm.
it's not just what the business structure and infrastructure operation and financial tech and legal anymore. It's people, right?
Mhm.
When you are a leader, when you're bottlenecking is because you choose the wrong activity, or you got trapped in doing all the things and not knowing how to let go and delegate. And that's why you go on vacation and you still have to check emails and phone calls and text message all the time. And then it's about, how do you manage the emotion of your team? So when you think about, like, as
Mm.
you're scaling, as you're growing, right? Even you as a new idea, you think, oh, I'm a solar practitioner. I'm just gonna build this something small. But to be sustainable, technically, if you're thinking about your, six-figure salary that you have right now, you need to make that 300K in your business revenue. So you needed to be able to think about what's the core business, how you put out there, how do you invest back to your company, what that the structure, how do you invest back to yourself so you can perform well, so you can actually understand how to manage other people's emotion to keep them
Mhm.
motivated, keep them feel appreciated, supported, so they continue this journey with you. And then the third is for you to say, okay, I earned it. I value myself. I value the work that I put in. I have to think about I'm constantly need to stay in the state of being profitable and not just pouring everything back out to my company and get nothing back.
Oof. I love that.
Mhm.
I love that. You know, that is the one thing about entrepreneurship everyone should understand. It ain't easy. It's not for the faint of heart. It is a lonely road at times, guys. And that's why we always encourage to reach out. That's why we encourage you to build a circle, a network of collaborators, mentors. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me, I got so excited.
God bless
I got so excited. I
you.
was about to sneeze. And that's why this hub that we're talking about, you guys, is so critical, right? Because you're gonna want to reach out at certain points. And you look, you are everyone that's in the healthcare industry, you are educated folks, okay? You are smart people,
Mhm.
but you're not the end all smart. There's gonna be things you're gonna have to learn and you have to outsource a lot of this stuff, right? And so I think that's the critical part too to understand is, when you transition is to ask for that help. And that's why to find communities like Healthcare Amplified, the hub is there for a reason. Stephen, we're talking about building trust, right? It's because we're leading with
Mhm.
authenticity to trust each other in this world of collaboration that we're really strongly encouraging. So his question is, what is most important for you when you build trust amongst people who understand the challenges faced by healthcare professionals? Sabrina, want to help us out here? What's the most important for you?
Yeah, so for me, is that just like you guys, we got reach out all the time, constantly, right? And people are adding us LinkedIn, people shooting us emails, and then I always have to assess: do they want something from me, right? And they're trying to get something from me, or they're actually
Mhm.
contributing to me, right? That's immediate thought
Mhm.
for all of us, and when you do any type of reach out and then any type of environment, I would say number one, you have to set yourself up as a resource and not just, hey, I see this is what you're doing, right? Because if you validate the other person, that's great. But what's the intention of outreach? What's the intention of being in each other's circle? So when I run my think tank, usually this is the format I tell people. Also, this is format I tell all the people when I help them with business strategic partnership building, is that you go into any room, you go into any introduction. What I want you to say within the first 60 seconds is, the first 40-second is on who you are, what value you're bringing, with what type of people, was what result, right? And then that's the typical elevator pitch, but we need to go beyond that. And then 10-second on what's your one specific ask. And then you end with how do you create a win-win situation for that person.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
now we get a clear picture on who you are, what's the intention. And then I can get like, can I actually support you? Right. And with our business as Post Point Path, we have a whole board of advisors. I handpick all of them, multiple round of interview, as well as personality tests, physical testing, influence testing, skill set testing, leadership testing, and purpose testing. And then that's how the board put together. But when people are pitching to be on my board, now I have to sense, are you in the place that you can actually share and give? And then you're willing to actually put in some sweat equity and not just, oh, how do we gain, what's the financial benefit, right? If that's the thing that you come right off the gate, you're not our type of people. And
Right.
so same thing with LinkedIn. I always encourage other people, whenever you do a LinkedIn request, please put in a message. How did you meet that person? Or maybe you're searching for
Yep.
something. I constantly wanted to meet other healthcare podcasters and radio and TV hosts because I know the energy is there. So of course I'm
Right.
going to seek those people out, and then I'm going to tell them that how I found them. And then I'm going to tell them that, hey, I look at it, your post, I kind of check out things that you did, and or like this, right? People found each other on this platform because everyone is putting their linking in there. Would love you guys to connecting, and you get to enroll in this healthcare amplified ticket where we would love to meet you. And that
Mhm.
with each other. Hey, I found you because we were on Sya's show, and loved checked out your profile. Let's connect. Right. So you needed to be more
Mhm.
intentional about your message. If you just click request and people have no idea who you are, and yes, they can read your profile, but they still have no idea that intention. So sometimes when people ask to connect with me and I do click accept, the question has been like, oh yeah, I will look at their profile, say, hey, I see you doing XYZ. I see there is our common ground. Thanks for connecting with me. How can I support
Mhm.
you? What made you reach out?
Mhm.
Right? Because if
Mhm.
that's not
Mhm.
clear, then we can be talking, we can be not talking. A lot of people connect and crickets, right? Then why
Right.
are you on
Because it's
social?
Yeah.
pitch
Yeah.
slapping. Because it's pitch slapping, girl. Because some people just don't understand. Trust is developed over time. You know what I mean? It is not something that's given just out fact. Like, oh, Sabrina, you have a nice, beautiful, trusting face. Yeah, no, that doesn't work that way, people. So yeah, you absolutely have to take the time to do that further research. And which, to answer this question from Soaring Profits, because it just kind of feeds into this, you guys, is how do I know when content from a healthcare professional is valid? Right. So if we're building up trust and you're building up your credibility there with so many different people in the healthcare podcast space, how do you know which advice to follow? And you know, I just said it right there. You know, when you research each other and you look up each other, where's their experiences? Where's their perspective? Because as
Mhm.
much as I'd like to say we're all, you know, again, you're learned. You are a thoracic surgeon. Okay. We get it, girl. You've been studying like a mofo. But the thing is, if your perspective of where you're coming from, we need to understand that as well because there will be bias, right? And research is your best friend, everyone. So, so
Mhm.
Sabrina, how
Mhm.
would you answer this question from Soaring Profits? How do I know when content is valid?
Well,
Mm.
just a quick backup. I went to PA school, not med school,
Oh, sorry.
intentionally,
Yeah.
because I didn't want to go through the years of fellowship. So yeah,
Ooh.
I was seeing the, well, I think I become a lot friends with a lot of thoracic, cardiothoracic surgeons because they all went through fellowship where I was with the VA. I was actually with the Houston VA, we're the biggest VA community serving our veterans across the
Mm.
country.
Mhm.
People actually fly to do surgery with us. So very fortunate to be in that community and building their whole team. And now the point is, Syya is 100% correct in the way of we all have a different background and we all have different licensing. Now, our licensing simply said your quality to practice medicine in a certain way, right? Um, I choose the path of going to PA because it's a flexibility. If one back in early days when I was crazy practicing all the time, right? I would go to my surgical job and I'll pick up ER job and then I'll go to do like rounding for internal medicine, right? So you can technically do whatever you want to do and you still practice medicine for different domains. And that's what I wanted for flexibility. But I also know the restriction on how much you can give, right? And so when you look into people's background, for me, why people say like, wow, you are crazy, girl. You're doing too much stuff. And then I'm saying that, well, I am crazy in your mind, but I have this ability to actually just hold it together because everything that I do synchronizes into one thing. So whatever you guys believe in and figuring out what's the truth, you wanted to say, are they saying the same thing? Are they doing everything that bring together to a central point? Right. So for me, my whole goal is about helping the right gifted solution within healthcare, within the technology, and then service domain to be able to become market leaders. And what I do is not by myself. It's a whole team of experts that are trained
Mhm.
together. And how do we then help them? It's not just strategy, right? We can put them on a map also by being our TV show, our radio, being our partners platform, be able to say, if you're the at the stage that you believe your voice need to be heard, you want to launch a show, we know how to do that. And then we also know the people who can repurpose all the great material for you to disseminate and to amplify boost that visibility and credibility. We have multiple
Mhm.
resources that all come to that. And we have be able to say we can go to events, we can be a present. Doesn't matter if you go to event to be a speaker or you go to event simply to learn or simply to collaborate. There is the purpose in everything that you do. So it's not about so many different avenue that you do and how you figure out information. But when you look at individual experts, what are they saying? Are they always able to give you the information the same way? Or can they back up with different resources? Or can they self-correct to say, last month I was speaking about this, and what we've seen the change from this XYZ experience have led us to different conclusion. And they're not just talking out of their head.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like everything you said, it just it's absolutely true and it resonates. So thank you for definitely those questions, audience. You guys have been amazing. And I know we could go
There,
another 2 hours.
we absolutely could. I lied to you. I said there's no more questions, but there is one more question. And it is
Yes, it's
from the
very
Soaring,
important.
shockingly, it's from the Soaring Profits kids,
Very important question.
shockingly, and it's tied back to Healthcare Amplified Summit. Okay, guys, it
Mhm.
is in Florida, January 25th. Scan the QR code, everyone. We'd love to see you there. Like, we will physically be there. For those that are taller, you might want to look down because me and Raquel, I don't know how tall you are, Sabrina, but we're
Shoot, we're the
5'2".
They're the
same.
same,
We're
five
all the same
two.
height.
The
So
5'2" club.
yeah, everyone looked kind of like downwards, but you'll find us there. But there is a very, very, very important question from Soaring Profits,
Yes.
which is applicable.
Sabrina,
Will there be wine by the pool?
of course it would be them. You guys. But
I know there's like an
again,
outdoor bar, but they don't open the whole time. So you might have to, prepare yourself for the bar inside. Make sure you have plenty of hydration before you go to the pool.
oh my
I
gosh.
triple dog dare anyone that, like, it's January 25th, people. I don't know how cool it's gonna be or warm it's gonna be, but you know what? I triple dog dare Patrick is the one I'm calling out for you to jump into that pool with your glass of wine, young man, and we'll get it on video so you could support jump in the water to support our community at Healthcare Amplified Summit. That's my ask of you, my friend.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll see. Wow, that was interesting. Yeah, the best for last, right? But no, again, guys, this is the beauty of creating a community where, brilliant minds come together, but at the same time, we don't forget that we are human and that we also we have to enjoy life. Yes, we're putting our best foot forward, but at the same time, we also need to stop and smell the roses and do some things. In this case, per Mr. Pat, and enjoy a glass of wine by the pool. So it is okay. It is completely okay to do that. Oh my goodness, y'all, no joke. This has been amazing. I know we ran out of time and I wish I could have you for another 2 hours, Sabrina, but I'm sure we will have more opportunities because you definitely want to talk more about, the digital part and tech innovation and all of that and how it aligns with what you're doing as well for healthcare professionals. So we will definitely have you back. I'm ensuring that. But I cannot wait to see you and meet so many people in a few weeks. I've never been to Orlando. And so this is going to be my very first time, and I'm super, super duper excited. Also to meet people at Podfest as well. So shout out to everyone who's involved with that and all the volunteers. Shout out to the amazing people in the comments. Oh my gosh, you guys showed up today. Whew. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, gosh, Naveen. Thank you, all the nurses, the healthcare professionals who were on there. I appreciate you just because you guys are amazing. Dr. Kimberly, thank you. I will be talking to you soon. So I'm excited. I'm excited to meeting so many people. Chris, Walking Tall, everyone. Gosh, you guys are so amazing. Any specific shout outs you like to give, Miss Sabrina?
Yes, I want to give shout out to our two other co-founders,
Yes.
Zach and John. They've been amazing. Zach, hopefully you feel better. I know he's been sick. And then John has
Yeah.
also been doing on some like a big project. So I know everyone in the community is a true powerhouse and tribalizer
Yes.
within the healthcare space. And we all have different type of support that we can give. And you just have to be clear with us, and then we'll find the right people and resources to help you get to where you need to go.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And again, guys, it's one of those things that we want to be able to cement our message and really become more visible. We all have great missions in life. We all have great messages in life that we want to contribute back to the world in a positive way. Leave a legacy, right? Leave a legacy of good, leading with kindness and spreading joy wherever you go. So this is your avenue. If you're in the healthcare professional field and anything you are involved with, reach out to us. Really reach out to us. If you don't know where to begin, if you don't know how to do it, reach out to us. We're here to help one another. We're here to join hands and walk together in unison for the betterment of humanity. I know I'm sounding like very pageanty again, but it is true because it is what's in my heart. And the one thing that I was talking to Syya about this week was transparency. We're very transparent and authenticity. You're always going to see us on and off. We're the same person, right? We always lead with kindness, lead with joy, lead with love, because that is how we know to lead. We don't know any other way. So I encourage you guys, and this is going to be my parting thought, unless Miss Syya has something else to say. Miss Syya, producer extraordinaire.
I don't know. I'm
Oh,
multitasking.
oh, okay. Well, in this case, we'll have Sabrina. Yes, because we have to do the picking a person who won for the ticket. So, how do we want to do that then? And we just
Oh,
we're doing the little
yeah, the real thing.
mini thing.
Yeah. Uh,
No, you know what I think we'll do, because there are mobile users that we do not see. We're
That
going
is
to
true.
announce the winner at a later date, most
Yes.
likely sometime next week, and we will announce it Monday morning. Is that cool, everyone? And that way
Yeah.
we'll give everyone an opportunity to comment, because there's a lot of team replayers. Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah. No. For sure. I think that's the best way to do it. It is because I didn't think of that aspect. There are many mobile users who are not popping up right now, and we're not seeing them. So we will announce it on Monday. That person who won the ticket to Healthcare Amplify Summit. You win a chance to meet up with us in the 5-2 Club. Okay. So I will forever
5-2
call us
Club.
that.
Oh my God. We need to make t-shirts, girls. Like, seriously, how funny would it
Yes.
be?
Yes. 5-2 Club.
The 5-2 Club.
You called it. So who makes t-shirts here? Somebody in the comments makes t-shirts. I remember that. So yes, we're definitely gonna do that. But anyhow, guys, thank you so much for being here. This is amazing. It's a wonderful, just fantastic, electrifying start to our year. First social weekend, and here we are creating change, innovating, and impacting. So this is what the vibe that we need to carry through the entire year of 24 should be. So if this is, I'm gonna leave you with this. If it aligns, the vibe will thrive. Simple as that. We love you. Thank you so much for all the support. Thank you for being here for the healthcare professionals. We hope to see you in a few weeks in Orlando, Florida. Thank you, Sabrina, so much for this. And we should be meeting up soon. So have a phenomenal, fantastic Saturday, you guys. We love you and see you next time. All right. Ciao. Thanks for joining us, and I hope our chat inspired you to make a new connection. Please like and subscribe, and let's build a great community in our little corner where we get serious business done by injecting fun. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, come back to Raquel's Connection Corner.